To determine your role in the team, you need to identify your position in the functional chart, decipher the relationship chart, define and play your role. The functional chart defines the organizational structure of the business, the functions of the staff, the teams and hierarchical connections. Your job requires you to carry out one or more missions. To accomplish this, you perform tasks alone or together with others, in accordance with defined procedures and deadlines. So you must have a very clear understanding of the nature of the common mission and of your individual contribution to it. For the rest, you need to observe and decipher the relationship chart, which is not written down and not talked about, but which is just as important. Your integration into the team depends on deciphering this, which calls for care and patience. The key question is, who are the real leaders? Too often, management and leadership are confused. Your N+1 assumes the functional responsibility. Their role is first and foremost to organize. They are not necessarily a leader. Ignoring the real leaders may prevent you from obtaining the support needed to carry out your mission. It's up to you to identify the real leaders, but watch out. They can change according to the situations and contexts. Now, what can your role be? Actually, the role is different from the function. The function relates to skills, while the role is associated with the behaviors you adopt in a work situation. Roles are sometimes explicit, sometimes implicit, and it takes time to construct them. The time to get to grips with your job. According to Belbin, there are 9 roles that are useful to the success of a team: resource investigator, monitor evaluator, specialist, shaper, plant, completer finisher, coordinator, implementer, and team worker. The role you occupy depends at one and the same time on the job, your affinity, and the group dynamics. In a productive team, the roles rotate because the structure allows rotating roles thanks to a dynamic and positive team culture. And cooperation consists exactly in accepting the useful role rather than automatically picking the usual or preferred one. I advise you to avoid the dysfunctional roles. They do exist: saboteur, brake, censor, critic, clown, and the role of leader. Actually, you don't choose to be leader on your own. The leader emerges naturally depending on projects and situations and does not necessarily have hierarchical authority. Have a look at the 7 attitudes that define leadership. One last recommendation. Learn to put some distance between yourself and the script for your role. If you invest yourself totally without maintaining a minimum of distance, you risk no longer making the distinction between the role and your own self, which will expose you to a number of problems. Mastering the techniques for fulfilling the role, how to communicate and organize yourself, will help you find the right balance. This is the program for the remainder of this course.